Welcome to the Be About It podcast. My name is Ben Mercedes, and I'll be your host. We'll cover financial and crypto markets, real estate, and entrepreneurship. My goal is to inspire others to be about it and take action. In episode 13, I sit with Alejandro Mendez. We discuss his journey in videography and real estate. We cover how he toured the world with a famous artist while working a 9-to-5, and we dig into cash flow with Airbnb and Vrbo properties. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, today's guest is a special friend of mine. His name is Alejandro. I call him Alex. He is a DP, editor, colorist, fiance, father. He wears many titles. It's a privilege to have a close relationship with him. I'm grateful for him. Alex, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast, sir.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling?
Good.
You nervous?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Cool. Why don't we get right in? Why don't you dig into, how you got to this point as a DP, as a colorist, as a videographer, as an Airbnb owner? Kind of, what is your story on everything, man? Where do we start? So you first started with photography?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I remember you telling me, hey, I shot this like 8 years ago, and it's incredible photo.
Well, I started first with graphic designing.
Okay.
And then from graphic designing, I started getting into like doing layouts for magazines, my own layouts. I didn't get hired for no one, but trying to teach myself just to get into the graphic world. And then from there, I met my friend Kerwin Henry.
Mm-hmm. I've been following him.
Yep.
Solid work.
Solid work. And he always used to shoot the photos, and then I'll just lay them out, do like a little fake ad. And then from there, I was like, hold on, I kind of got this. I kind of got the eye for this too. Yeah. Especially because I'm like a little bit controlling. So I could kind of like, you gotta get to control the camera to whatever you want to see. Mm-hmm. So then from there, it was just teaching myself, running into errors, getting into my own projects, music videos. Yeah.
So let's pause right there. So as you were doing graphic design, what were you still working a day job? How old were you?
Yeah. So funny. Yeah. So I got laid off from this pharmaceutical company called Meridos. And then, I was just like every 20-year-old, like what's next? It was a really good paying job, but this was like 2010 before the whole crash. So they got affected by that as well. So it was just like, okay, what to do next? I wanted to be a little bit more valuable. I had this concept of creating my own clothing brand at this time. So I was really wanted to cut the middleman. So I taught myself how to do graphics.
Sweet.
Instead of paying someone $50 to do a vector, I just taught myself. And then from there, it just kept, it kind of like, if it wasn't for the clothing brand and trying to cut the middleman out, I would have never learned these things. So it was like, all right, do graphics. And then from the graphics, like, I got to do a commercial. Took Kerwin with me. Kerwin showed me the ropes. I was like, I'm really good at directing. Now I need to do is just take the camera. And after that, it was just like every single time it kept bringing me closer and closer. And it was I actually enjoyed the ride because I got like the junior designer jobs. Were horrible, but were horrible. But then
gave you experience.
It gave me experience to be quick. I used to work for this company. I'm not going to say the name, but you had to design business cards with the customer on the phone in under 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
And
that's good experience right there.
The customer wasn't very tech savvy. Yeah. Older crowd. So it's very kind of build like two things, like build my customer service skills and then to build me to be a quicker designer. Because it's very hard. And then you had to do sales on top of that. Yeah. So it's kind of
I tell people in general, I was having this conversation with someone else, like off topic, on topic, we shoot weddings together. Yep. Wedding videographies are a great crash course in cinematography. You're learning composition, you're learning lighting, you're learning audio, and you're doing it under very stressful situations. Correct. You're dealing with fleeting light from the sun, you're dealing with, off-camera light and those kind of things. Yep. But anytime you put yourself under stress, whether you're designing graphics or you're shooting weddings or you're doing anything that is very stressful, it forces you to get good and it forces you to be efficient. Right. And it just makes you a lot better. Yeah. I mean, so kudos.
Even where experience years, we still run into certain like, what happened here?
Yeah.
How can we do this better? You know, that's our conversation coming back home. But
absolutely.
It's
there's always room to improve.
The life of an entrepreneur, you know?
Absolutely. So you went from designing to photography. What was that switch like?
Man, it was like clockwork, honestly.
Yeah. You're single at the time?
Yes.
Okay. You're living here?
Yes.
Okay.
On top of my mom's house, paying rent.
That's right. Pay your mom rent.
Yeah, you gotta pay.
Take care of mom.
My mom's an entrepreneur. She's like, you're not living upstairs for free.
I will cut your cable and lights, boy.
I'll take you back, but you gotta pay this right. I respect it. You know, I get it. It's a business.
Respect. You're how old at this time?
I was 21. Laid off.
Good for you, man. We've been there. Yeah.
$420 a week. I remember.
Hey,
and it was like, all right, I gotta take this $420, divide it, put 200 towards the business.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, bro. I really loved that journey.
Yeah.
Our first shirt, we released it, sold 100 shirts in 2 days. And then we sold another 200.
This is with Final Assembly.
This was a Final Assembly.
Okay. Talk about that partnership. Talk about who it was with. Launched, roll out.
So so before I did FA, I did my own thing, but it was kind of hard because I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. So I needed someone that could push the art a little bit further and the sales. Because I'm not, like, I'm good at speaking with people that I know, but I'm not good in that, like the ice breaking conversation where, you know. So I needed someone. So I ran into this kid, Moses Ramos. He was,
I grew up with his brother.
Yeah. He was always sketching. He always had like these,
he's killing it right now, by the way.
Yeah.
He's crushed it.
He always had like these colors and these ideas, these colors that I would never put together. As you could tell, I'm wearing black. And he had like this funkiness to him. And I was like, yo, we should just do this together. It's going to be easier on both of us. We were kind of living the same lifestyle, but he had a boy, single father. Our jobs were kind of like intermediate, $12 an hour type.
Yeah.
And we got together. We created this brand. We created this name. We created this beautiful package. That's how we got all those customers, because like people were expecting like this shirt out of a trunk.
Yeah.
But it was like in a Ziploc bag with a custom
logo,
custom hand.
Sounds like a luxury experience.
Yeah. Pins, buttons. People.
Every
single time I gave someone a shirt, they were like, whoa, what is this? Take them back. They didn't even want to take it out of the Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
People still to this day send me random pictures like, yo, I still have it in the bag.
Fire.
I was like, damn.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
My fiance was one of my customers at that time. She has all of them still in the Ziploc bag.
Fire.
I don't know what she's waiting for.
Stack them up, man. Just leave them there.
I'm about to sign them all just in case.
NFT them things.
Oof. It's a good one.
Wear that in the metaverse.
Hey.
With my $10 gas, because I can't drive nowhere.
So, you know, we ran that for like 2 years. It was great. You know, that made me a better cinematographer because I wanted to kill it with the commercials. I love marketing. Like, marketing is my
secret sauce.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Absolutely.
So it always like pushes me to the next level. Like I love like seeing your ads are perfect.
Thanks, bro.
And every single time I see someone else's ad better than mine's, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make it better.
Game on. Yeah.
Better. My first commercial was off a Nike one.
Fire.
And
like a spec ad?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like about a runner. My first commercial was about creating this individual that, you know, that was just living that lifestyle, but it's a, you know, it's a trainer. It's anyone that's entrepreneurship. It's just like an athlete. Anyone that wants to follow this journey of a dream and is really stick to it. That was my client. That was my customer.
Gotcha.
So I made that commercial in black and white. Like I wish I could play right now for like.
I can insert that right here.
Yeah. People love that commercial. Like people were like in shock. I feel like I'm not gonna say that nothing was ever created like that in Worcester, but nothing had like an impact.
Fine.
That was like 30 seconds because at that time that's when Instagram only had 15 seconds.
Oh, I remember those.
That was the biggest challenge. I'm like, how do you
cut that down?
how do you grab someone's attention for 15 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
It was like beautiful. I wish they would have never stopped that.
Did you shoot it by yourself?
Nah, it was me, Kerwin, and Moses. I remember I was driving. I had Kerwin hanging out the window, and then the runner.
On the gimbal?
No gimbal.
No gimbal.
That didn't exist. That didn't exist at that time.
Okay. So this was before the Ronin.
This was way before the Ronin.
This was
with
like
with the what they call the glide cams. But the glide cams were like super expensive.
I think at that point, I think I was just getting into looking at gimbals, and they might have had gimbals with like you had to program them yourself. Like you had to dial in each like the yaw and the axis and all that. And it was way too inconvenient to have them widespread.
You're a photographer. I'm gonna hit you with this. This is when the Mark
2
Mark 5D Mark 3 was the camera of the year.
Yeah. So I think this was around that time.
Yeah.
Yep. Gimbals, it still wasn't the Ronin. It still wasn't, press a button and it's going to calibrate for you. It was like, hey, you got to take this, you got to plug it in your computer, and it's like a calculus program to balance this thing.
What is autofocus?
Yeah.
We had a 6D with a magic lantern hack.
Hey, magic lantern, baby.
With a 50 millimeter.
Bro, that's when I started.
Yeah.
It was, what did I have? I had the 60D with magic lantern.
It was like beautiful. It was like,
yeah.
I could tell that to a kid right now that gets into the video game. They'd be like, there's no way you shot that with a 50 millimeter 1.8. Like,
yeah.
That's all you had.
Yeah.
I love that. That era was the best era.
Yeah.
You had to work with what you had.
Right. Yeah. Now we have tools that are like
$500 for a DJI Ronin.
I just had the GH6 in my hands. I was with Panasonic, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're shooting 5.8K anamorphic, no problem. The stabilization is better. The color is better. Built in. When you get it on the lens, it's on top of that. And then I was talking to Jordan Bunch, and he's like, yo, the GH6 has a feature where it's almost like high dynamic range, where in photography you're shooting low ISO, high ISO, and it basically blends those two.
Yep.
But now they're doing that with video. And the dynamic range is better. It is insane. I don't know how they're doing it. It's crazy, but we get the benefit of it.
That's 2013, man.
This is 2022 tech. Yeah.
9 years ago almost.
Yeah. Progress. So you go from shooting that spec ad. Talk about your journey from that point, maybe up until, your employment right now as a videographer, and what's kind of transpired,
So, business is going great.
Oh, and have you gone to school for this? Or have you taken online courses?
University.
YouTube only. University. Only. That's the theme.
And trial and error, man. Like I had a lot of us running gun videographers. We go through it. We always trying to go up the next step. Mm-hmm. And to go up to that next step, you have to do like crazy errors and make up for an edit. Mm-hmm. It's like the journey is great. But no lighting. I remember lighting was super expensive at that time.
Yeah, lights are so cheap now. I mean, they're still like an Astera tube is still expensive, but
not what it was before.
Yeah, not what it was before.
I mean, if you wanted one of these tubes, you had to have a budget from like a label to get them, and even them, they were renting it.
Yeah, facts.
So then the business started building. I got really confident with my graphic work. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to apply for a corporate job. Let's see what happens in-house. So I wanted to work first for an agency.
How old are you at this point?
24. Yeah. So I wanted to work for an agency, but all the agencies in Boston they pay great, but like traveling to Boston,
your pay leaves because you're spending time on the road and on depreciation of your car.
Yeah. So I found one here. I found an opportunity here in Worcester, and they hired me as a graphic designer. Big mistake.
Yeah. How long did that last?
2 months.
Yeah.
They were doing this barbecue, and I was like, oh, I could record all this. Oh, I didn't know you do. Yeah, I could record. I did this crazy.
My man made a hype video for the barbecue. But see, I like that because you took initiative to show your bosses what talents you have.
Yeah.
And that led to.
Well, they didn't even know what running gun was. I was like, what? You got the shooting what?
Yeah.
You got to using an FS7 to do what?
Yeah.
This camera's too heavy, man.
Yeah.
No, we use the dollies. For what?
Crazy.
To shoot a barbecue video? Nah, I got this.
Yeah.
So I took initiative, did that. They switched me over to the other department.
Fire.
Still there now.
Fire.
Thankfully.
How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Fire. So you made your own lane.
Yeah, I made my own lane.
Good for you, man. You took initiative. You saw the opportunity. You executed well.
Yep.
And you got yourself a new job. Did you get a pay raise?
Oh yeah.
See?
Crazy. Beautiful.
See?
I kind of made the whole like a fake role.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Like you're
still to the day they still don't know what to call me.
Yeah,
call us. There's 3 of us now.
You're obviously providing value.
Yeah.
And I try to tell people that, like, if you want to get paid for more than what you currently do, you got to take on more responsibility. Right. And when you take initiative and kind of show that effort, like, you create your own role.
Can you create your own role, man? And
it's amazing.
So I was just looking. I was not trying to fall into the stigma of like working at a job that I didn't want to do. So, thankfully, like I get to do what I do. Yeah. Safe with a safety net. So it's kind of cool. And then still on the side doing my own thing, like killing it. Well, I've done anything you could think of. I've done it. Yeah. Commercials, ads, for boutiques. For context, for anyone listening, I have a wedding brand. Alex came through for me in the clutch a handful of times. Like I shipped him to like the top of Vermont one time. Yep. It was like 4 hours out. I was in a pinch. I needed a shooter. He came through. I think he drove there, shot the wedding for like 10 hours, drove back, made it home that night, texted me when he got back. And it was just like, yeah, man, I got you. Like, no problem. Here's the files. Yeah. And like, that was huge. At that point, we hadn't worked together. And like, you did well, man. Yeah. Like, I appreciate you for that. And then eventually we started working together in person, and it's been good. It's been good. It's been great. But that's what I do all the time. And like, I'm not afraid. Bro, 4-hour drive is crazy, right? That's nuts. Especially for a 10-hour shift. I'm snoozing. Count me out. But I always did it. That because of that, I've opened a lot of doors for me. Facts. Like I said, I'm not great at selling my work, but I'm great at proving to the customer that I am the perfect person. Yeah. You've done really good at networking and then executing. Yeah. I mean, I reel in the customer through marketing. Yeah. Like, I kill it. Like for me, I know there's people that out there. I be on Behance and all those other. Their work is crazy, but for my type of customer, I engaged them that way. So yeah, like I always took opportunities like that. Like 3 hours, 4 hours. Like you were one of the top. You're still one of the top wedding videographers in Massachusetts. Like you are spoken about like very highly. Thanks, bro. So like I was like, oh. Like this is an opportunity because I always wanted you as a mentor because I didn't know a lot about the wedding realm. Well, let's pause right there because at that point, were you shooting music videos? I was shooting everything. And you were shooting music videos with like a budget, right? Yeah, I was shooting music videos, but I was doing weddings too. Gotcha. But more low budget weddings. Yeah. Were you doing any label work at the time? No. Okay. No. Got into that later. Yeah, I got into label work 3 years ago. Okay. When Leo was about to be born. Yeah. Nice, man. That's you have to be good to get a call from a label to say, hey, we have a budget for an editor. That's going to be how much? Or $1 to $2 grand? Yeah. So to say, hey, we trust you on this project. The artist reached out to me. Gotcha. It wasn't even the label. How'd they find you? Typically Instagram? So networking? Me and my fiance used to travel a lot. Hey. And then, that's when like the whole traveling vlogs thing was going on. And we did like a Cuba trip. Fire. And she posted it. Fire. The artist girl follows my fiance. She's like, oh my God, I love this video. My man needs to hire your man. Bro, just shoot content and post it. Look what happens. She was like, I'm going to put him in contact. Look what happens. What was the artist's name? Jody Boy. Okay. Reggaeton artist. 2 days later, he flew up to New Jersey. Fire. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm shooting a music video. My first real music video. By yourself? Kerwin. Got Kerwin involved. Yeah. Because I wanted to show up with a team. Yeah, this is the guy that's been in the industry for like... You better show up with a team. 10 like 10 years, I think, or even more. I didn't want to show up there by myself. I'm not showing up at 3 a.m. with gear. It started at 10 at night. Okay. At night. Okay. And it went all the way to like still, I'm not showing up. Yeah. Especially New Jersey, Philly, sketchy. That was my first time in Philly. Count me out. I was like, yo, this is not it. Nope. Because that's just sketch the whole time. Right. Like I'm just looking over my shoulder. It was like, oh, he's like, meet me on this street. I'm like, because like downtown Philly's like right there, nice and beautiful, and then down the street is like a whole different thing. It's the free zone. Yeah. But got to work with him. And then
Sweet.
it was also the great opportunity to show, again, to work with what you got. We didn't have a stabilizer. We didn't have the red.
What were we shooting on?
I had an FS7.
Okay, that's solid. What were we shooting?
From work.
Hey, listen.
I'm
not saying steal from your job, but if you have the tools from your job and they're already in your trunk and you bust them out in Philly from 10 to 3, like...
I was training.
You're training.
I was training with my tools.
You're going to get better.
Yeah.
Your work's going to appreciate you.
I was testing in a little light.
And honestly, if your boss really grills you on it, like, I don't think they'll really mind.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, again, he took on initiative.
So I took that. I took him, Adrian, another photographer. I took Kerwin.
You guys were shooting outside?
We were shooting outside, yeah.
Cool. Lights?
Yep. We had like 2 panels,
Mm-hmm.
panel lights, 2 artists.
Cool.
Which it was a surprise. It was a feature song. It's kind of good. And then we had a drive. It's crazy. Man. In Philly, you need permits to do stuff like this.
Oh boy.
We did a cop chase.
Count me out. I'm not doing it.
Cop chase.
So I've ordered the police lights in handcuffs for like one video before, but we did that like in a garage in Worcester where no one's ever gonna get to. Not on like the streets.
Nah, bro. We bought the little
Amazon clip on
80 spring light.
Yeah.
We bought these fake badges.
Yep.
We used my truck.
Yep. And you're in Philly.
And we're in Philly.
No permit.
And
it's what time?
The scene was them. They were gambling in the middle, in the corner.
It's 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m.
Man.
This is the first time I witnessed this. People yelling out the window, "Hey, shut up!" I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Anyways, but we got it. We got the shot.
You got to get shot.
We got the shot. We did it 2 times.
Fire.
One me hanging out the trunk.
Hey.
And then the other one inside the truck. No stabilizer. Perfect.
All you need is 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Nipsey and these dudes, they shut down the highway out there.
Nah, we couldn't do that.
Just for like one take. Like, hey, we're just going to stop right
This
here.
is what where Rocky ran.
Oh, fire. On the steps.
Yeah.
Fire.
No.
Or around there?
The street he starts off with the gym is.
Okay.
That's so the artist was like, damn, I can't believe you really pulled this off.
Yeah.
Because he's used to these big
productions.
And like, he was like, yo, this is great. Like, this is perfect. We kept in touch. He always sent me work to do ads for him, do social work, cut up his videos and do like a little trailer. So he always kept me giving me work. And then one day he comes to New York and he was like, yo, I'm going to be in New York tomorrow.
Did you have work at the time?
Yes.
So what'd you do?
I worked from home. I worked from home on a Thursday.
Hey.
Went all the way to New York, shot his clip. This is called the Mega Bash. So it's like Summer Jam. All these different artists. And you know me, I love to compete.
Yeah.
Shot his performance. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna have this ready before we go. Because he wanted to go out after. He said, yo, I want to take you out because, you know, like you're part of the team now. You've been doing some great work. I was like, all right, give me 2 hours. I'm gonna have this done.
Knocked out. Yeah.
Before we get in the cab. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, are you sure? I'm like,
yeah.
Yes.
Fire.
You're gonna be the first artist out of this 23 lineup to have the video up tonight.
Fire.
Boom. Tonight he put up the trailer.
So on Instagram?
On Instagram, he had another artist.
Did he tag you?
No, he did. He did. Yeah,
fire.
he gave me super love.
Fire.
Another artist reached out to him, it was a new artist. His name is Alex Rose.
Hey. That's where that chess piece comes in.
Who
did that?
Who did that?
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
He called me right away. He didn't even let him finish.
On Instagram?
No, Jody called me real quick. He's like, hey, my friend wants to work with you. I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay. I think you remember him. He was at my show, whatever. I'm gonna give him your contact. I was like, okay, cool. I really didn't know who he was
at the time.
His name is Alex Rose. You know, I'm gonna do what everyone does. Go on Instagram. I'm like, oh, he has 1.8 million followers. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. He texted me like, yo, I'm like, hey, how are you? He'd be like, you have your passport? I was like, who's this? He's like, Alex Rose. I was like, yeah, I have my passport. He's all right. I'm gonna be in Lawrence tonight. Come up.
Pull up. Yeah.
I want to see what you got. I was like, all right. Pulled up, did a show. It was like
80, what an opportunity
80,
that he was in Lawrence, like right at that point.
Right at that point.
Incredible.
And I was driving back from New York.
Wow.
I came home, took a shower, and I went back.
Yeah.
Shout out to my fiance for being supportive.
Hey.
I had to explain, babe, you're not going to believe it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You just came from New York.
Yeah.
Trust me. Went back. Dude, seized the moment. I was like, yo.
Seize the moment.
There was 90 people at this club. Because he was just starting out. I mean, he just had one hit song. And in the Spanish world, there's no he's independent. Yeah. So he didn't have a backing. They don't do big arenas like, the new artists is when they start off. So in the Spanish world, they do clubs. It's underground. And they just do, underground. 90 people, like 120, let's just say. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, yo, I'm going to do it. This was like when Travis Scott was popping off. He did like the whole skeleton thing and the whole skeleton thing. And I was like, yo, I'm going to do an intro for your performance video. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, trust me. Just trust me. All right, cool. I'm like, yo, stand there. I'm going to put a skeleton. Every time the camera comes closer to you. Something different, like something to spice up his ads. Did that. He's like, yo, if you made a 90-person club look like that.
Yeah, you can't even imagine.
He's like, you're coming with me this whole year. Yeah. I was like, all right, let's go. Yeah. The next week, I was in Bolivia.
Fire. And what did that turn into? How many dates did you end up doing with him? What was that like?
We did the first year 102 shows.
102 flights?
102 flights. It was crazy. It was fun.
Count me out. I'm not doing it.
It'll be like, I will never forget this. This was like, I flew into New York after work.
From Boston?
From Worcester.
From Worcester.
To New York. To Lawrence. To New York.
Crazy.
Again. This is like one night.
Crazy.
Like he performed 45 minutes.
Then we flew. Jump back on.
Flew back. From New York. He did a show at 5 p.m. We got back on the plane at 6. JFK to go to Cali. Be there for 3 hours. And then we went all the way down to Puerto Rico.
Fire. How was that flight? Cali to PR. It's like 6 hours?
6 hours.
Yeah, it's like coming here.
But we needed that break.
Yeah.
Even he needed that break.
You got to rest.
I understand why Art,
yeah.
His voice was like almost gone. Like he just did like 5 shows. And it was like that. Yeah. How did I do it? People always ask, like, how did you work 40 hours? So he only performs for parties, bro. So it's Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Yeah. And if it's Sunday, it's like early, 3 o'clock.
Oh, easy.
So I'll be back home
by Monday. Clocking in.
But except for the South America trips.
Yeah.
Like Bolivia, I got here at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Told my boss I was going to be late on Monday. Got there at 10:30.
But here's the deal. So you're doing that. You're touring. You're doing whatever, right? You still have this day job, but you're still being committed to your day job.
Right.
You're still hitting your deadlines on your day job.
Because it was kind of the same thing. Like it was just practice. Like I just looked at it like practice. Yeah. Like it just made me quicker. Like I had to turn around 1 minute clips from the night before. So I was doing these interviews for my job because it's just editing. Yeah. I used to take me like 3 hours. Now I'm doing them for like 2 hours. Facts. Because I just got it. I'm in this program all the time. Yeah. I created my own shortcuts.
I'm gonna pause. For anyone who doesn't know video editing, to shoot any content and then create a 1 minute piece, there is pressure there to get that done. And you have your own personal expectations of like, this needs to be fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're on this time crunch. So like, there's no time to like sit, stress, think. It's just like, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to like keep working. And you have to just work until it's done.
So I used to cheat it. Yeah. My own cheat.
Let's talk about it.
Just how I did that intro for him. I used to
20-second intros.
20-second intros. But then Monday through Thursday, I would note down 2 new intros.
Fire.
So
what to create.
He'll be sitting down writing his like lyrics. He'll look right up at the camera and we'll go straight through his eye.
Punching. After Effects?
No, this
Premiere?
Final Cut. Yeah. So I just do different intros like that. He loves clothes. Yeah. All right, cool. We're gonna lay out different type of shoes, and then one of the shoes gonna lift. Yeah. Now we're in the club.
Fire.
It was just stuff like that. I used to be like, okay, what can we do next?
That still takes execution and thought.
Yeah.
You know? Like you could run through 8 clips in that time in 20 seconds, right. Or you can just have a creative intro.
But I have 4 days to come up with it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you still had to shoot that ahead of time though. Like, did you shoot that and then think of the intro, or did you think of the intro beforehand?
So I thought of the intro beforehand.
Fire.
and then I'll pitch it to him.
Gotcha.
We'll be like we'll be like in the limo. I'm like, yo, this is what we're gonna do today.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, we shoot weddings, so it's like, all right, what can I do with this trailer? Oh, I'm gonna open with this drone shot. Hey, we're gonna bring the bride roses. Right. We're gonna do red lights and like this and that. And like that's one thing. But to do a different intro or a different type of trailer 70 times, 100 times, it's crazy. I don't know how you do that, man.
I remember one time though, he told me like it's getting repetitive.
There's no way around that at that point.
And I told him, I'm like,
what you want me to do?
What? No, I didn't tell him what you want me to do. I'm like, so let's put our brains together. Like, you're an artist, you have your own vision, you're doing music videos. Let's come up with it.
Yeah. What do you have in mind?
So it was crazy because his team was like well balanced.
Yeah.
He's an introvert.
I've heard some of the stories.
He's an introvert, doesn't really speak that much. But then his backup singer is the opposite of him.
Yeah.
The funny guy. Like
outspoken.
Hilarious. Like outspoken. Like you gotta tell he's that guy. Stop.
Yeah.
We're on the plane.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Then you have like the manager, the road manager, which is well balanced. And then he has his beat maker all the time. So then we started switching things away. Like, all right, so we'll pretend like you're making a beat. And then that beat will be the song that's playing on the background. Yeah. So now you get a behind the scenes
feel of production
to what it is to perform in it.
Right.
And it's just like, it was always a challenge and it was great. Yeah. And it made me a better editor at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Cause I used to, but then I was competing against myself because I wanted to sleep on the plane too,
Yeah. I mean, again, we shoot weddings, right? We shoot long days. I get home, I wake up, then I'll edit a trailer. I can't imagine it. And also, I don't like editing on laptops. You know that. Yeah. I need my triple screen setup. I need comfort. I need like everything in a different place. To edit a trailer on a monitor, on a laptop, 15, 17-inch monitor on a little mouse, that is hard. And to be extremely creative, you got no elbow space. You got someone sleeping on you on the left. You got someone sleeping on you on the right. To do that and to still edit meticulously with skill on beat, colors look good. That is tremendous, bro. So you should be proud of yourself on that. I don't know why you're working with me, right? You have this tremendous skill set.
I want to learn. I want to try I dominated the travel.
Yeah.
I want to get better at weddings.
Yeah.
I always love weddings though.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little romantic.
They're fun, bro. And like I just posted on IG, like, we shot that wedding in Boston with Kate and Eduardo at Stateroom, right at Gotham. And the bride comes out and the grandpa's there and she embraces grandpa and he busts open his shirt and there's a picture of Kate at 2 years old on her shirt and everybody's crying. You're crying, I'm crying. Like we're all behind the camera and we get to document that moment and it's really special. So I'm grateful for what we do.
I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's fun. When it's not fun, I don't want to do it anymore. We got to talk about the moment when we started shooting together. I had a second shooter fall out. I hit you up. We started shooting together last year?
Yeah.
Last year.
And
a couple dates in, you would hit me with the whole, I didn't want this to be fun.
Yeah.
Something like that. You want to talk about that?
So.
At this point, Alex has shot a couple weddings for me, but we haven't shot anything together. We haven't even hung out. We haven't gotten dinner or anything. We've kind of just like Facebook.
I was kind of going to quit the video game. I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
It was just like.
Burnout.
I was just
burnt out. But you were shooting how many weddings at that point? You were shooting like 40, right?
Yeah, I was like
that's
40.
That's hard work.
Yeah, I was like 40.
You're working every day.
I think you gave me 13.
Fire.
I think we did 13 together.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, it was a handful.
But it was back to back. Like when I would
Saturday,
work with
Sunday.
you, I have one on Sunday.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah. But at that time, I was just like overwhelmed. I was just overworking myself a little bit, and I was like, damn. Also, another thing, I wasn't editing these weddings.
Yeah.
That's my part.
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost make myself cry when I'm editing because I love that part. Like,
there's moments.
There's moments you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, they get you.
I didn't even see this.
They get you.
Yeah. But I just overworked myself and I was like, I can't believe I said that out loud to you. I must have been really tired that day.
No, it was, I was glad that you were transparent about it.
I feel like we connected different. Like I always worked with other people, but I worked with you and we were connecting. And then I was doing different things. Like I never used to listen to books in the car.
Yeah.
It used to put me to sleep.
Yeah.
I like that you did that. And I was like, okay, kind of made him my mentor without him knowing. I'm like, yo, I like your practices. So I was like, okay, I was not only shooting weddings and learning this different business, and taking myself out of my own shell, because the way you approach customers is like that's all I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that part. I love that challenge part. And then listening to books and then the conversations and then seeing someone else for the first time love the wedding game. Because a lot of us, we do the weddings, but it's to just make money real quick.
Yeah.
And I never had that. So I was like, damn it. And then you were buying these good toys. Like, I'm like, this guy, I'll be like, I think we should do red lights. Yeah, let's do it. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a scam.
Yeah. So
this guy's gonna break my heart.
So for context, like I was with Alex and he had said something like, yo, like I just wanted to shoot and make money. I didn't want to like enjoy the time, and I didn't want to like work together. I just wanted to make money and be out. But it was like, all right, we pull up, let's listen to an audiobook. Let's listen to something inspirational. Let's talk about real estate investing. Let's talk about investing. Let's talk about mindset, philosophy, all these other things. Then we pull up to a wedding and it's time to work and let's have some fun.
Yeah.
And
but it was different for what I do, because when I go to a wedding, I like to look at like 10 trailers.
Yeah. And then work.
And then put this fast music.
Yeah.
And then that gets me out of my realm. So then when I see the person, hey, how are you? Because that takes a lot from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I am. It's just not who I am. So I need to work myself up almost 45 minutes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, hey, how are you? And then once the person makes me feel comfortable, then I'm comfortable. But it takes like it takes a lot for me to do that.
Right.
And then to see it finally from another person, and you would just come up, hey, how are you? This Alex. You seen it? Oh,
yeah.
How are you? I get mad nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, your name is Alex? Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, my background is like in-person sales, over the phone sales and stuff like that. So I've been comfortable with people, but I don't know. Again, it's a privilege to do what we do, and
it's cool.
It's good to do. What was your experience like, working with me throughout the summer?
It was good. We ran into
I spent a lot of money just upgrading stuff, man.
We made our own challenges.
Yeah.
So that's what made it better.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we sucked.
Yeah.
No, we never sucked, but like, it wasn't that, the work needed to be upgraded. It's just, we wanted to
get to the next level.
Yeah, man. And then we almost made our own target.
Facts.
Like, we shot 13 weddings. By the third wedding, we were already like,
this is it.
Next year. I was like, next year.
Yeah.
We were talking about these targets, and then we started incorporating like the cinematic look, anamorphic, getting the gear back to work for us instead of against us. I mean, it was great. Like I said, and just like seeing a different, I like to be around different individuals that do different things to see what I could filter and use for myself.
Absolutely.
So that's what I gained from working with you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Likewise.
And then we almost have the same life. Like, you have a 2-year-old, I have a 2-year-old.
I tell people like, all right, I meet Alex. We both have a 12-year-old. We're both stepdads, quote unquote, right? We're fathers. We don't call ourselves that, but just that idea. We're literally both stepdads. Yeah. We literally both have almost 3-year-old daughters. We're photographers, videographers. We love real estate. We love real estate investing. We like Airbnb.
That's another thing,
Airbnb,
right?
like I was saying, like, all right, there's enough boxes checked off to be like, all right, this is meant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool.
So very, very grateful that we finally got to connect.
We love bourbon.
We like bourbon.
FYI.
Listen, that WPPI trip, I was with Jordan, who's from Texas, and Brandon, who's from Nashville. Brandon taught me a lot of stuff. He's a GH4-5 dude. I used to ping him all the time. Like, hey, where should my shutter speed be at? What about my address? Like, he would always just answer me. So I got to meet him finally. I've met Jordan before, and they literally both brought like 10 different nips. And then Jordan had a travel pack where he had 4 small bottles from his own personal stash. So I think everything we were drinking was like over $80. And it was like, oh, this is this, but it's double oaked, and this is that, but it's this, that. And so it was good bourbon class. So it was fun. But yeah, man, I appreciate our friendship a lot. This has been good. Where do you see yourself? Let's talk about the Airbnb rental. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the dunks you sold that helped the Airbnb and all those kind of things. Let's break that down. So I mean, you could mention it shortly, but how did you first get into that Airbnb?
Okay, so Let me see what's all right. So my sister had an apartment out there, and she was just like paying rent. I was like, "Yo, I think you should do Airbnb." And she was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about someone sleeping in my own bed. But she just said it out loud. A month later, booked out. She had an apartment in front of her.
She's in La Romana at this point?
She's in La Romana.
At the new development?
No,
or
this is the
somewhere
different.
around.
This is the whole different thing.
Okay.
Been killing it. Paid off her Airbnb in a whole year and a half.
Fire.
70 grand.
Fire.
Boom, beautiful. I'm like, damn,
It's amazing.
This works.
Mm-hmm.
Dominican Republic is kind of like
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. Third world country,
yeah.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of tricky to invest.
Yeah.
If it's not where the big boys are, like Punta Cana, all those places. Fast forward 2 years later, I've been doing great, saving. Use my salary to pay my bills, use my side hustle just to save up, and I was willing to take the chance. And I'm like, I think we should do this.
Yeah, love it, man.
I
love it.
I had a couple sneakers.
You paused and took the risk again.
Yeah. Got a couple sneakers.
Hey.
Shout out to StockX for the crazy values.
Uh-huh.
Sold one. They call the plums for $1,200.
Crazy.
I was just investing.
Doing backflips.
I was like, I can't believe a sneaker costs this much. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Took the chance and started just, before I do anything, I like to study.
Yeah.
Study back on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need? What makes perfect? What are the top 10 pillows? What are the top 10 sheets? Etc. I like to do things like not perfect, but I like to have a perfect understanding. And then my sister was telling me information, but I needed more.
Yeah.
Started finding out the finances, the return on investment, the conversions that you have to think about
for currency.
Mm-hmm. The ways the banks work, their rates work out there are way different from over here.
Yeah.
Can
we talk about the purchase price that you get in on?
So I got it at 100.
Got you. 100 grand.
100 grand.
What'd you put down?
I put 40.
Fire. It's a big down payment.
It's a big one. But I got laid off before.
Yeah.
So that little instinct is still in there, and I wanted to keep my mortgage out here safe, along with my investment.
Fire.
So, God forbid, we live in this world. I can still maintain it with my side hustle. The important is anything I do to keep my side hustle. I don't want to use
other funds.
I want to keep my side hustle. So that was just my main target.
Yeah.
For under $1,800 a month, I have 2 homes.
Fire. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Together with all bills and everything, 28.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
People in New York are paying that
for
without electricity.
1 bedroom
studio. So, and I have this beautiful child. It was just born, so I got to take care of her. So laid out the plan.
Is that what put the fire under you? Having a daughter? Does that weigh on you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is real.
It's just, I put in so much time. Videography takes a lot of time. I have full time. Now it's like, how can I do less for more? Like everybody else.
Get a return and get more time.
Yeah, get more time. So that really sparked me up to like do an investment and started thinking more about her. Like,
how do I get more time with her?
And like, but what about her future? Like investment is great. You don't lose. I don't feel like there's no way to lose.
No.
I bought that home for 1.
Yeah.
3 months later, it's 120.
Yeah.
Right now, it's going for 170. Like I'm not, and then they're developing
that whole
brand new boulevard right across the beach. They're gonna build a Hilton. Like there's no
loss there.
There's no loss there.
Yeah.
And even if so, I could walk away right now with 70 grand. If God forbid,
When I first started videography, I told my wife, I was like, hey, I'm gonna drop like 15 on the camera. You cool with that? She's like, all right, go ahead. But like my mentality was like, all right, I'm gonna roll the dice on 1,500. Yep. And if I absolutely fall on my face, Well, I can sell it for 13 after PayPal and eBay fees.
Yep.
And I lose $200. What does it cost to rent that camera? $200. So what am I really losing? Literally nothing.
Yeah.
But I gain the experience. You gain the experience. And I hear that a lot on the Bigger Pockets podcast where they're like, listen, you really just need to get experience.
Right.
Like, just do the deal. Even if the numbers are okay, just do the deal. You're going to gain the experience.
Yep.
And the experience gives you a better return on investment than the deal itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that experience turns into wisdom when you apply it. And so that's one thing that I just want to like put an emphasis on, like, do the deal, whatever it is. Just do it. Get the experience.
Yeah. So I just went in. I was like, we're going to keep this low.
Yeah.
Where, bro, $420 a month.
Yeah.
For our vacation home.
Yeah.
We could do that in our sleep.
Mm-hmm.
My fiance is also an entrepreneur too. She does lashes. So I'm like, yo,
let's make the move.
Let's make the move.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it low. We're going to double it in a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's like working perfect. We did like this unique skinny pool.
Fire. What did that cost?
That cost $12, but that was with everything.
Yeah.
That was
a beautiful pool.
Shower outside. Patio, brand new patio.
That alone would make me want to book it.
Yeah,
as like an Airbnb viewer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because your competitors don't have that in that area. Not really.
Not
that style and not that pool.
You only see that like in Tulum.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Like unique small spaces where they create like these things. Dominican Republic is very, I got this pool bigger than yours.
Yeah.
But to see something so unique, so skinny
and long,
yeah, it's like it just brings you in. I haven't had one complaint. Every single time someone books, they'll be like, "Whoa, the picture didn't do justice." I'm like, "How dare you, the photographer?" But it's a unique space, you know.
Yeah.
It works. You could swim across, end up at the shower, which it like builds you even more. And now we're gonna put like this nice forest touch to it, so it gives you a lot of green. I did that. I studied all the houses in Tulum, and I was like, how can I bring Tulum here to Dominican Republic? Yeah, and it's very affordable.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of colors, a lot of like grunge work, you know.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And then again, I bought the home with that space, so I just worked with what I had.
Yeah, to work that in.
There wasn't no way. So my house ends with the community. That is the fence to the edge of the community. Cool. So all I have is that little space. Area.
I was wondering if it was in between another property.
Nah.
Cool.
After that, behind mine, there's nothing.
Far.
The beach.
Gotcha.
And the Hilton. So we built that. We went all in, $14,000, $40,000 on the down payment.
Yeah.
Paid it cash.
You went out there with 14?
No, I didn't send a wire.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. You can't travel with more than 10K.
I try to tell people. Man.
A bank check from here. I tried. Yeah, I did.
How nerve-wracking was that? Right. I've sent international wires. I hate them.
Before we went.
Yeah.
No, I did a bank check.
Okay.
But before we went, we made a stop, and they were like, "Oh, you're not gonna get out the car." I was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, we gotta go to this place. I got money in here." I was like, "Yo, this is Dominican Republic, man. Like, no, I don't want to eat.
No, I'm going straight there.
I'm going straight there." Yeah. It was fun. Did the whole banks. The banks are whole different. The interest rates are crazy.
Yeah.
They tie you in only for 5 years. After 5 years, they go
interest
up.
Rate goes up.
Crazy.
Yes, you got to pay it off early.
Yeah, I got to pay it off early. But I'm at 65% capacity for the first 3 months, and now we're at 95.
Far.
So
it's an easy ROI. It's a quick ROI.
Yeah, but you're gonna learn. Like it just shows you things. Like Dominican Republic, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. November's kind of dead.
Yeah.
So now you got to play with the numbers. So we rented at 115. We're gonna bring it down to 90. See how it works this year.
Yeah.
The summer, all booked. They celebrate this thing called Semana Santa. Crazy. My mom also got a Airbnb in that community. My sister, all of us are booked.
Fire.
So it's like
the Airbnb family. Yeah, we got the whole block. I love that, man. Yeah, I love that.
We got 2 cousins of mine that bought as well, and then my aunt. It's great.
I love it.
So now we're doing that, and then I want my second one now.
Yeah,
I want my second one now. I just got to study where else.
Yeah. You already have the team, the infrastructure, the experience of managing Vrbo, Airbnb, emails, floods, all kinds of things that come up.
Hospitality too.
Hospitality, reviews.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Where do you see yourself? You want another property. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Just more rentals, less work?
5 years. We're gonna get one every year.
I love it.
Every year we're gonna
get
one.
This is the recurring theme. If you guys are listening to this podcast, the people I'm listening to are like, I want a rental every year, and I'm gonna execute and work my life around this goal that I'm going to stack one a year.
Yeah, one a year.
Like I love the laser focus. I interviewed Alexandra, interviewed you and some other people, and it's just like, we want more rentals.
Yeah.
I love it.
One a year. I'm gonna do mine is simple.
Yeah.
Everywhere I want a vacation, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. I love it.
I want to do Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico it's
pricey.
Puerto Rico,
it's $200 for a condo. It's $3 to $4 if you want an okay house. But again, like we talked about it off air, it's like, all right, there's no currency conversion, there's no passport, so that just means there's going to be more traffic there. There is a lot of competition there in the Airbnb space, but you still make money.
No, you still make money.
So
it's too unique. So it's like
3-hour flight to get down there, like no brainer.
Yeah. But my next one might be in DR for sure.
Cool.
Just because we have the team, we have the cleaning
crew. I've told you off air.
We have the supervisor.
You have the team, bro. Leverage.
Very well responsive. I get written. The host is very friendly, but the staff is
fantastic.
Just as great.
That's one thing about like in business in general, is like you can be good, but if you hire a really good team to take care of everything and you make it a good buttoned up experience, like you're providing a high level service.
Yeah. And I think that's my niche right there. Like as much as I want to, buy
make it Tulum.
No, and I just buy broken down homes and try to flip them.
Yeah.
I don't think some people are really good at that, but I don't think that's my niche. My niche is like, I love the Airbnb. Honestly, Saturday, I had 3 customers fighting for my home. I never felt so satisfied in my life.
Yeah.
Like they were going off.
That's fire.
It was like a bidding war.
That's fire.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, you've created an experience.
No, I'm going to send the money right now.
Yeah, you've created an experience, man, that people want, and they'll pay more than another person for. So that speaks volumes.
So even if, business is weird, but even if one does okay, I think that's just, I found it.
Yeah.
I found it. And I get to do ads for it. You know what I'm saying?
We've talked off air. You have the leverage being a creative where no other Airbnb in DR, the entire island, never mind on your block, is going to market the way you market. It's going to use drone shots the way you use drone shots. It's going to do those maps the way you use maps. It's going to do those Instagram ads the way you do those short Instagram ads. And then we've talked about Turo, where it's like if you book someone through Turo, like we do Turo in Miami or wherever we go, and if you get a nice car, they'll give you a card and say, hey, hit me direct next time. You could start taking direct rentals.
Right.
And now you're taking Airbnb's 10% out of the equation. You have 2 sets of insurance, so there's no problem to rent direct.
Right.
And you're making more money.
And you can still charge a deposit.
You can charge whatever you want.
I did it. I've done it. I've done it privately. I'm like, just $400 deposit.
Fire.
Because nothing in that home is worth more than $400.
Fire.
So
yeah.
Give me the $400 deposit. Nothing is wrong. When my supervisor contacts me back, I'll send it back.
Fire.
And people do it.
Yeah.
And then they respect the home.
You know what I think about when every time I travel and they say, hey, we're going to hold a deposit. They're holding deposits on thousands of people.
Right.
They're getting extra cash flow on their balance sheet. It's free money.
It's free money
for them to do whatever they want.
Grab that water,
bro.
I dare you.
Dog, I just spent $18 on Fiji waters.
Damn.
In Vegas, bro. It's like, but that's another convo. Obviously, I love this conversation. Obviously, I want you to be a regular guest on here. Thank you. I think you are obviously smashing it. I love working together with you. Super happy we're finally connected. Where can people find you on social if they want to get with you?
Personal, you could find me at Instagram. That's the one I use the most. AMR the DA shooter SHOOTA, and then my rental is Stay with Sky.
Fire.
And Sky is SKYE.
Fire.
Yeah.
Love seeing the ads.
Thank you, man.
I'll grab those. I'll put them in the show notes.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your time, bro.
Appreciate
this is always a pleasure. Guys, if you're listening to this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, or if you're on YouTube, hit the bell. If you are listening on the Breeze app or the Fountain app, make sure to show us some love on that, and we will catch you on the next episode.